Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Grand Plays Minecraft. Starting on our house here. The only thing I've really done is taken the lava block out of here and I put a water one in. So as it kills the chickens, it's not going to kill it's not going to cook the chicken for us, which is not that big a deal starting out. But the lava takes away about half the drops get destroyed in the lava. So starting out here, I just want to make sure we're collecting everything, um, and then we'll use our coal to cook it up, which isn't that big a deal. Today I want to get into enchanting our stuff. As I was saying in the last episode, that kind of it doubles or triples the um, quality of our armor and the quality of our tools. And it's a really complex topic. We're not gonna get anywhere close to covering it all, but at least we'll be a little bit better protected. And then I think we'll probably have enough time to head into the Nether as well and grab probably just a little bit of quartz. I don't think we'll really get any of the deep end stuff in the Nether, but with that little bit of quartz, we'll be able to do some redstone stuff, and that'll help out a lot. First things first, for an enchanting table, we just need one leather. So coming over here, we're going to kill a couple cows, I think. Come back here. There we go, that's the leather we need. There's a zombie. In leather armor. They didn't give us anything. Okay, so we have one piece of leather, which is what we need for the enchanting table. And we need some sugar cane as well, which I think, yeah, I still got a bunch on me. And then some obsidian, which we got from the village over there. And that's our enchanting table. Obsidian is the really dark material that's underneath lava. Or actually, it's what happens when lava meets water. If we can actually go do a bit over here. We take take some water over to the lava there. I'll show you right away. I guess I should eat some food, that's why I can't run right now. Okay, so in our lava here, if you put a water source block down, that cools the lava down, and this is obsidian. We have a bit that we got from the village over there, and you need a diamond pick to pick this up. We'll need a bit more to go to the Nether later on, but for now we can just make the enchanting table with this stuff. And okay, get rid of a bunch of this junk. So we have diamonds, obsidian, and we need the leather. So our sugarcane, if you put it across the bottom, that turns it into paper. Put 3 paper down with the leather, and that's actually a shapeless crafting, so it doesn't matter the orientation now. It used to be it had to be shaped like this, but not anymore. That makes us a book, and I hope I have this right. It should be 4 obsidian, a book, and 2 diamonds. Yep, like that makes us an enchanting table. So put our enchanting table down, gives us a little user interface like this. You just take your tool, you put it in there, and it gives you different enchantments. The text means nothing. The 1 here and the 3 deducts the amount of levels from your experience. So it takes experience to enchant stuff. And yeah, if you put stuff in here, you're only going to get levels up to about 5, I guess 6, 7. You're only going to get level 1 enchantments out of this right away, so it only makes sense to use your number 1s. And if you use 5, you're still going to get a level 1 enchant, but it's going to cost you 5 experience, and it doesn't gain you anything. So it only makes sense to do 1. So we see protection 1 on our iron chestplate now. Protection reduces the damage that we take. So if we're wearing protection gear, if we still get hit by an arrow or something like that, it just reduces the amount of damage we take. Protection's kind of my favorite. I usually just run around with protection stuff. So let's just do a couple more. Protection's good. 1 projectile projectile protection. That's kind of a mouthful at times. That's against arrows only, and protection 1. Perfect. That's not too bad for starting out. So now, let me think for a second. There's protection. There's fire protection, blast protection, projectile protection. For your armor, you can get thorn. Some of the higher level stuff is thorns. When you have thorns on your gear, it gives damage back to the, like if a mob's attacking, it gives damage back to the mob when they attack you, but it also reduces your durability on your gear, so it's kind of a trade-off. On your helmet, you can get a couple of water ones, Aqua Affinity and Respiration, allows you to breathe underwater, allows you to break blocks a lot easier underwater. And you can get Feather Falling for your boots, and that reduces your fall damage, which is quite nice a thing, especially when you take a lot like me. On your tools, let's see what we get here. Probably Unbreaking 1, that's not bad. That just reduces the amount of durability, or increases the amount of durability your pick has. It's actually vice versa. When you break a block, instead of taking durability, it reduces the amount of durability that's taken when you break a block. The item still has the same amount, but it just makes your pick last longer. You can get Unbreaking, Efficiency are fairly common for picks. There's a Fortune and a Silk Touch efficiency for your picks. Actually, for all your tools, you can get Fortune and Silk Touch. And that Fortune, when you're breaking a coal block, it increases the amount of drops you get, coal for coal and for diamonds and stuff like that. That's what Fortune does. Silk Touch, instead of breaking the block, so if you come down and you find some coal, it'll actually drop the coal ore, so you actually get coal ore instead of the coal itself. And that's useful for diamonds. If you don't have the Fortune on you, you can pick up the diamond block, bring it back here until you get Fortune, and just kind of wait on it. There's certain things that if you want to aesthetically use a redstone block or something like that, you can use Silk Touch to pick it up. Your weapons have Sharpness and Smite are common. Sharpness is what you want on pretty well all the time. Smite is just against zombies and skeletons. Anything undead is what Smite is for. Bane of Arthropods, I think is how it's pronounced, is just for spiders, I believe. Sharpness, Smite, Bane, yeah, those are the 3 for swords. And the shovels just have the same efficiency and Unbreaking, so you can see our shovel is going to work a little bit quicker now. You can't re-enchant an item, so once it has an enchantment on it, it's pretty well set. The way that we can modify this, I don't have quite enough iron. I don't think so. Maybe. Yeah, I do. We can make an anvil. So if you take your iron and you go all the way around the outside like that, like I did, that makes iron blocks for you. If you take 3 of those, you go across the top, and then 4 iron underneath, it makes you an anvil. And can't really do, let me do 1 for now. Anvil's a gravity block, so you place it up here, it drops down. It's sitting on top of the ladder right there. And it also has a durability to it, so you only get about, I think it's on average about 20 uses out of it, and then it breaks. So it's quite expensive to use until you have a lot of iron going. So if we look at our anvil now, what we can do is place an item here plus something else, and that'll give us a different item. So if we have 2 Unbreaking picks, we can get 1 Unbreaking higher level pick out of it. But the real advantage to this is if we take a book. I'm glad I got 2 leather out of that. Until we get more cows, I can't really make too many books. If we take a book, we can enchant the book itself. We get sharpness, so now we can put our sharpness 1 sword and sharpness book in there. We get a sharpness 2 sword out of it. And the other thing about the anvil is that you can rename items, so we can call it whatever we want. Gram sword, and costs 12 enchantment levels. So it's not really worth it to name this sword right now, but once you start making gear out of your diamonds, it really pays off to name your gear, because then they become quicker to repair. Actually, that's the other thing about the anvil, is you can place iron in the anvil and it replaces the durability of the items. So with your diamonds, with your diamond gear, once you have a really strong pick or something like that, you don't have to really worry about re-enchanting. You just repair it with the anvil. So then that's the basics. We got a pretty good set of gear here. Once our looks like our cow did grow up, so let's sleep the night away. We'll go start breeding our animals again, and then we can start harvesting them a little bit and get some books and start getting some better gear out of it. So you two guys, let's see if I can't get. Actually, let's see what happens between the two blues. I bet you it just gives us one or the other. Yeah, it just gives us a light blue sheep out of that. Okay, so you guys get out of the way because I want to get out of here. And so now once he grows up, we can start. We'll get 2 animals out of each breeding cycle, so you can see how we can get animals. In 3 or 4 breeding cycles from now, we're gonna have quite a few animals there. Okay, so I think we're pretty well set. It'd be really nice to have a bow if we go to the Nether. I think I have. Yeah, I got 2 junky ones there. If you got 2 really junky things like this, you can put them on a crafting table. They get the durability combined. We have 13 arrows. That'll do us for the Nether. So I'm gonna make a diamond pick, and there's a bit of wood. So the diamond pick, we need to go harvest obsidian. Don't want to use all my diamonds yet, for sure. And let's break 1 or 2 with you guys, and then I'll collect the rest we need. We need the obsidian to make another portal. We're going to head down to the Nether and grab just a little bit of quartz so we can start doing some redstone-y stuff. Quartz is an ore that you just find in the Nether itself. And the real tricky thing about this, guys, is underneath a bunch of these blocks there is going to be lava. So it kind of just have to pay attention and watch where you're stepping. I'll see if we can go this way a little bit. I'll show you that. There we go. So yeah, you can see lava underneath the obsidian. And one of the ways around that is you can just put a water source down. And now if we collect this piece of obsidian, even if there's lava underneath, the lava will turn to obsidian before we fall into it or anything like that. Just like that. So I have 7, so I'm going to need a couple more still. Okay, so I'm going to just take a quick break here, guys. I'm going to do a bit of work. Camera, I'll get the portal all set up and stuff, and I'll come with you as soon as we head into the Nether. See you then. Hey, welcome back, guys. I just cleared us out a little area here. We're just on the way down to our mine. Doesn't really matter where you put this. For the time being, it's just going to be utilitarian for us. We're just going to go in and come right back. So you need to clear out an area kind of like this, and I'll show you why. Our obsidian need to put down like that. So the portal has to be at least 3 tall and 2 wide. So you can see by doing it down here, and you can do this with other blocks too, you gain this corner that doesn't need to be obsidian. And so you're just using less obsidian if you're able to build it like this. So you need at least 10, has to be 2, 3, 2, 3 like this. And then to light it, you need to make a tool called a flint and steel. It's just iron and flint. Doesn't matter the orientation, it can be anywhere. Makes you a flint and steel. And yeah, so I kind of cleared out our inventory. I don't really want to bring much with us. But we do want to bring a flint and steel as we go through. In case our portal gets extinguished on the other side, we can relight it. It's going to send us over to a whole other world. And this is kind of intended to be like a kind of a hell or so, I think, by Notch. That's kind of his original idea for it. lots of leather, lots of lava. There's a block over there called glowstone. That's a lighted block that is quite nice. It's really tricky to gather at this point, and lots of this nether rack around. It's really easy to break, and then this here, this white stuff is called quartz, and that's the only reason we came down here. Gives you tons of experience. We don't need very much about it, just to make a couple comparators. That's all I really wanted to do, is to gather a bit of nether quartz so we can make some redstone stuff, and then we're gonna head home. Yeah, it's probably pretty scary the first couple times you come here. I remember I was kind of freaked out the first couple times. Once you get comfortable with it, it's not that big a deal. Probably the biggest comedic error I've ever made in Minecraft is the first time I came here, I assumed these are called zombie pigmen, were hostile no matter what. And so I remember coming here and getting scared by these guys and running up and attacking them. And they don't attack you unless you attack them, or yeah, they don't attack you unless you attack them. What's that down there? That's weird. Oh, they just lit up quartz. Okay. And if you do end up attacking them, they let out a battle cry, and all the ones that are within a certain radius. So these two guys will come and attack you if you attacked either of them. I remember the first time I came to the Nether, I was kind of down like a little tunnel. I wasn't in the open like this, and I remember having to run away and having a zombie horde following me down. It's kind of funny. So you just, when you're working around here, you just have to be kind of careful around them, and that's the only thing. What we're studying on right now is called slow sands. Let me pick up a bit of this. Not slow sand, soul sand. It slows you down. That's why it's kind of jokingly called slow sand. And it just kind of acts like actually, it doesn't really act like anything else, but it allows you to grow nether wart on it, and that's about its only real purpose. And I'm kind of just delaying here a little bit. I was wondering if there's another mob inside the nether here called a ghast that floats around the air. It's about 4 blocks big. It's big and white, and it shoots hostile. It shoots explosives at you, and it's a little bit nastier than pigmen, but it's slow. It's really easy to hit with a bow and arrow. That's about your only defense against it. And it makes really, really weird noises. And it will only attack if it can see you, but I guess we're not going to get one right now. So that's all I really wanted to come to the Nether for, is to gather a bit of quartz, and let's head home. Okay, and our portal is going to stay like this until we extinguish it. On occasion, you will see zombie pigmen coming out of the portal. So what I'm going to do right now is just extinguish the portal with a bit of water. You can also break one of the obsidian blocks, and but yeah, that way the portal's not active right now. And with our nether quartz, we make a redstone tool called a comparator. And I don't even really fully understand exactly all of what the comparator can do. It's one of those things that's just extremely powerful for being so simple. So we need a bit of stone, which I don't have. Some redstone torches. And the comparator's job is to detect the state of a lot of different stuff. So where our redstone right now is passive, we need to use a lever or something to turn it on. The comparator is able to detect the state of whether this dispenser is full or empty or in between. Same with chests, whether furnaces are running, I think, stuff like that. And then it's able to output a signal based on how you tell it to. So 3 stone, 1 quartz in the middle, 3 torches makes you a comparator. And so let's set this up quickly like this. So that's what the comparator looks like. Looks very similar to a repeater. And so like this, you can see that the power comes on because we're sending a redstone signal to it. And it takes power from all sides like this. And see, I think if we go like this, how do I want to do this? I don't know how I want to show this, I guess, is the yeah, I mean, I don't really know how to best explain this. Anyways, the point is, if our dispenser is this dirt block here, the comparator is going to read what's inside the dispenser and put out a redstone signal. That's how we're going to use it over there. Depending on how full the dispenser is how much of a redstone signal is going to come out. So anyways, if we put on the back of the dispenser here, I'll kind of show you what I mean. So it's all this, whoops, stupid. Your water will push away your redstone. So I kind of cleaned everything up for us anyways. And you can go, this block comes out. Okay, so our comparator is going to go here. You can see our dispenser is empty right now. If we put stuff in it, it's going to turn on, and it turns back off. This block can go away. So you can see an egg just popped in there. That's what we want. A bit of dirt. Okay, so now you can kind of, this is what I was trying to get at before here, is the comparator is only putting out a one strong redstone signal because there's only one item in there. Even with 5 items, I think it's at 6 is where it comes up to, no, not 6, 7, 8. I guess it's a little bit different. Anyways, if we put a bunch of items in there, you can see the redstone signal starts going up, and yeah, so that's the point of the comparator, is to detect not only if there's items, but how strong or how many items are in there, and it puts out a different strength of redstone signal. So what we want to do is, doesn't matter how many items are in there, we want it just to be on or off. So we are going to put a repeater to boost the signal to 100%, and now if we take the item out, it's going to turn off. Put our egg back in. We're going to come back, and we can actually make a clock out of this. The comparator has the comparator, because it's called a comparator because it's going to compare stuff from the sides as well here. That's kind of what I was kind of hinting at over here, is that it has multiple inputs. From A, I think side A is from the bottom and side B is from either side. It doesn't really matter. What we're doing by creating a loop like this is we're saying if you're on, it comes back and gives 100% signal to this side, and then it's going to say, well, from here to the side is stronger, so I'm going to turn off. But now that this is turned off, it's going to come back and say, well, I'm off, so I have a signal from the bottom, so I'm going to turn back on. It's making ourselves a clock there without actually needing to make a clock out of it. It's just doing it for us naturally, which is exactly what we want. So we make ourselves a clock, and now we need to come back and power the dispenser. And we can do that a couple different ways. We can power any of the blocks that are above or below the dispenser. And so usually I come and power the block beside it, but in that case it's not going to really work too well because our chickens are there. So we're going to have to go above or below. And to get above is not going to really work out too well, so we're going to have to go down below. And let's just break that for a second. We can do this. So this is the block here that we need to power. That's not going to work either. We need a repeater. There's one. So what's happening there, guys, is I want to push this power into this block below us here, but because the redstone's able to go up and down blocks, it's joining here, and the redstone's not aiming the right way for us. So we need to put a repeater there, and that'll push the power into that block for us. And are you empty? Why is that not working for us? Okay, I'm confused here, guys. I'm just going to take a second to figure out why this isn't working, and I'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. So I don't understand what's going on there. Because even if we power this block underneath from over here, just on and off. Oh, and of course it's working. Okay. Anyways, I don't understand why that wasn't working, because this is the exact same setup we had before. We're just powering the block underneath, and now our dispenser is shooting the eggs out. So what I did was I changed our dispenser orientation, so rather than it pointing sideways, it used to be pointing at this block, it's pointing forwards now. And if we take this block out, it just it's set up the same way. The chickens go into this hopper, into the dispenser. There's the same setup with a half slab in the water above it, and a hopper underneath to pull the chickens down. But now we have two sides of the dispenser. So if we put our comparator out the back, it gives us the same signal anytime there is an egg in there. We boost that to 100%, come back around to create a clock. I'm going to slow that down just to make things a bit easier. And then we need to power the dispenser as well off that clock. So you can hear that the dispenser is working. And it's going to turn off here in a second once the eggs are gone. There we go. Easy peasy, and yeah, we got our first chicken in the bottom. Perfect. There should be a couple more eggs down here, I bet. So yeah, same thing. Anytime there's an egg inside the dispenser, it turns this clock on. And it also comes back around and powers the dispenser with a pulse. That dispenser is then shooting the eggs out, and it's supposed to be giving us chickens. It's not really running, or it's not really doing that for us, but that's just the way the odds work out. There's one more. Yeah, just like that. And so now we have a fully automatic chicken cooker, because as these eggs as these eggs are given out by these chickens above, they come out, get automatically put into the bottom here. As these chickens grow up, they drown, and we'll just have raw chicken coming down into this chest. And that's it for the chicken cooker. And you can see that we needed just a little bit of quartz to make that happen with the comparator. Looks like our cows are growing up again. Yeah, that's I think that's about all we wanted to do for the episode. We need to really start kicking our wheat production into high gear, because we're going to want to make a lot of cows here coming up pretty quickly. So I think next time we're going to put in just a little bit bigger of a wheat farm rather than just kind of on the side of a river like that. And I'll yeah, you know, anywhere that would work. I think over there actually is a really nice place for it. I think that's what we're going to do next episode, is put in kind of a tiered wheat farm that harvests for us a good amount of wheat. I think this is a good place to call the episode, guys. We got a lot done there between enchanting our gear, so we now have some really good armor. So we can face the mobs fairly well. Our tools are now working a lot better, and our chicken cooker is now fully automatic. So you know, it's just gonna sit there and spit out food for us. And yeah, I think we're in pretty good shape for another episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and a subscription if you'd like. If you guys want to see more of this, that just kind of encourages me to keep going. And yeah, next time we'll start on that week.